didn't mean to frighten anyone.
You're a bit late for that!
Then there were 3 more murders.
So who's dead?
Let's consider each murder one by one.
It was a murder mystery, a parody, a puzzle, and at first a box office failure until it wasn't. In 1985, Clue hit theaters with not 1, but 3 endings, 6 suspects, 1 unforgettable butler. Behind the scenes, nothing was certain. The director didn't want the job, the studio had no clue how to market it, and one actress improvised a line that broke the cast in half. These are 15 crazy facts about Clue, the only movie that asked audiences to pick a killer, then changed the rules mid-game. Fact 1, the movie with 3 endings. Clue didn't just film 3 endings, they released them separately. Depending on where you lived, you saw a different killer. In one theater, Scarlett was guilty, in another, Peacock, and in a few, everyone was in on it. Audiences left debating who was right, but instead of excitement, many felt cheated. Critics thought it was a gimmick that ruined the movie, but on VHS, all 3 endings were stitched together in sequence. Suddenly, the concept worked. Fans could watch each reveal, argue which was canon, and rewatch to spot hidden clues. That's when Clue transformed into a cult classic. Fact 2, Tim Curry ran the show. Tim Curry wasn't just playing the butler, he was driving the entire film. His performance blended sharp delivery with physical comedy, giving the movie its manic energy. The best example is the finale, where Curry as Wadsworth sprints through the mansion, reenacting every murder step by step.
Dinner, Mrs. Peacock told us that she was eating one of her favorite recipes. And monkey's brains, though popular in Cantonese cuisine, are not often to be found in Washington, D.C. Colonel Mustard, when we saw the motorist at the front door, you took the key to the weapons cupboard out of my pocket. Then you suggested that we all split up. You separated from Miss Scarlett, crossed the hall, opened the cupboard, took the wrench, ran to the conservatory, entered the lounge through the secret passage, killed the motorist with a blow on the head. Like that!
This is incredible!
Not so incredible as what happened next. After we all split up again, I went upstairs with you. Yes, you, Mrs. White. And while I was in the master bedroom, you hurried downstairs and turned off the electricity, got the rope from the open cupboard, and throttled Yvette. You weren't jealous that your husband was stopping Yvette. That's why you killed him, too.
The sequence took one long take. He dashed from room to room, shouted motives, pointed fingers, and still landed every beat. The cast could barely keep up. Even the camera crew was exhausted. When Curry finally finished, the set erupted in applause. He didn't just act in Clue, he carried it on his back. Fact 3, the set was a murder weapon. The mansion wasn't just a backdrop, it was practically another character. Built as a continuous set, every hallway, ballroom, and secret passage connected like the board game. This allowed the camera to glide seamlessly, giving the audience the sense they were inside the mystery. It also gave actors freedom to move in real time. Characters could exit one door and reappear naturally in another room. That fluidity kept the chaos alive. Later, parts of the set were reused in other productions, but in Clue, the house itself became the ultimate stage for murder. Fact 4, flop at first. When Clue premiered, it bombed. Paramount's marketing leaned on the multiple endings, but never explained the concept clearly. Many moviegoers thought they missed the real ending. Critics called it flat, silly, and pointless. The film barely made $14 million, but years later, home video gave it a second life. On VHS, viewers saw all endings together, understood the joke, and fell in love with the witty dialogue and sharp ensemble performances. Word of mouth spread. Midnight screenings followed. What began as a flop slowly turned into one of the most beloved cult comedies of the 80s. Fact 5, Madeline Kahn Improv. Mrs. White's legendary monologue was never in the script. During filming, Madeline Kahn suddenly burst out with, "Flames, flames on the side of my face."
Flames, flames on the side of my face. Breathing, breath.
The delivery was so absurd and so unexpected that the crew nearly ruined the take by laughing. Jonathan Lynn wisely kept it. The line gave Mrs. White a unique edge and became one of the most quoted moments in the movie. Kahn was known for her comedic instincts, and this proved why. Sometimes the most iconic parts of a film aren't written, they're discovered in the moment. Fact 6, murder, but make it clean. For a murder mystery, Clue is surprisingly bloodless. Every death is off-screen or softened with humor. The stabbing of the cook? Just a scream. Mr. Body's death? A thud. Even strangulation is played like slapstick. This was intentional. Paramount wanted a PG rating, so Jonathan Lynn avoided gore. Instead, he used timing, silence, and reaction shots to build tension. The result? A murder movie parents could let their kids watch, one that aged far better than most graphic thrillers of the time. Fact 7. Everyone got paid the same. In Hollywood, stars usually fight for top billing and bigger paychecks, but not here. For Clue, the entire cast agreed to equal pay. Tim Curry, Madeline Kahn, Eileen Brennan, Christopher Lloyd all earned the same. This unusual move fostered unity on set. No egos, no salary drama, just an ensemble of stars working together. That harmony carried into the performances. Each character feels distinct but balanced, because no one was elevated above the rest. It's part of what makes Clue such a perfect ensemble comedy. Fact 8. Script was a logic puzzle. Writing Clue was like building a Rubik's Cube. Jonathan Lynn had to craft a story that made sense across 3 different endings. Every character's motives, lies, and movements had to fit no matter who turned out guilty. It meant no wasted dialogue, no contradictions. Even small details, a glance, a misplaced item, had to align with all outcomes. That's why the movie feels so airtight and why it holds up to repeat viewings. With each watch, you spot new details, yet the logic still works. Fact 9. The house was a maze. The mansion was more than a set. It was a maze. Secret passages actually worked, letting actors dash through in real time. Sometimes, cast members genuinely got lost between takes. Jonathan Lynn used this to enhance the comedy. When characters panic, sprint, or disappear, it feels authentic. The house becomes alive, almost like another suspect in the story. Few comedies went this far for authenticity, but it paid off. The mansion feels like a puzzle in itself. Fact 10. Mr. Green's final line. Michael McKean's last line is unforgettable. I'm gonna go home and sleep with my wife.
Okay, Chief, take him away. I'm gonna go home and sleep with my wife.
It wasn't in the original script. Added late, it gave the movie one last twist. Delivered with perfect deadpan, it completely redefined Mr. Green's character. The crew struggled to film it without laughing, but once they nailed it, everyone knew it was the perfect final gag. A surprise ending for a movie built on surprises. Fact 11. Director didn't want to direct. Jonathan Lynn wasn't supposed to direct. He was a writer, not a filmmaker. Producer John Landis convinced him, promising full creative freedom. At first, Lynn was nervous, but his theater background gave Clue its rhythm, like a stage play with cameras. Ironically, Lynn's hesitation became his strength. He focused on pacing, dialogue, and ensemble balance. Looking back, Clue remains his most famous work, the movie he never wanted to direct, but the one that made his name in Hollywood. Fact 12. Music changed per ending. Composer John Morris faced a unique challenge. 3 different endings, 3 different scores. Scarlett's ending had darker notes. Peacock's leaned dramatic, while the "everyone did it" finale was playful. Most viewers didn't notice consciously, but the music shaped how each reveal felt. It's another subtle detail that made the multiple endings more than just a gimmick. Fact 13. Silence is suspicious. Instead of wall-to-wall music, Lynn used silence to create suspense. A creak in a hallway, a sharp breath, a door slowly opening, then sudden chaos. The pauses made audiences lean in, expecting horror, only to be hit with comedy. This technique, borrowed from thrillers, made the laughs land harder. In Clue, silence wasn't empty, it was a weapon. Fact 14. No franchise. Paramount hoped Clue could start a series. New mysteries, new casts. But after the box office flop, those dreams died. Ironically, its failure preserved its magic. With no sequels, no spin-offs, Clue stands alone. One perfect mystery, untouched by weaker follow-ups. Fans embraced it even more because it remained singular. Fact 15. It's smarter than it looks. On the surface, Clue is silly slapstick, but underneath, it's crafted with precision. Jonathan Lynn staged every gag like a chess move. Each joke is set up, each camera movement deliberate, each reaction perfectly timed. The mansion isn't just scenery, it's part of the strategy. The characters, though absurd, all serve the bigger puzzle. That's why Clue has endured. It may look like chaos, but it's actually brilliant design. Every step, every gag, every move, carefully crafted. Clue wasn't just playing around, it was playing chess with a candlestick. If this made you laugh or rethink the game, hit like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments, which ending do you think was real?